What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering the Sofi stock. And a lot of people have been, really in the comment section, what's been going on, what's happening. I think we just got in a little bit of an algorithm sell-off, a little bit of a manipulation sell-off following the indexes. I don't think any of the, price action that we've got the past 2 months is justified on the Sofi earnings. It goes more correction, macro, just Fed talks, okay? Not based on what the company is doing, putting forth the growth, taking some hits on expenses in Q2 so that they can have a blistering, back end of the year and Q3 and Q4. So basically, I think this is a great buying opportunity. I'm going to look at, the price action we've got on Sofi. I'm going to show you guys some good news that we're seeing. And, basically, is this a buying opportunity right now at this time of the year, this date of where we're at in this correction? We're going to see, and we're also going to be looking at some analysts, what they think about the Sofi stock. We just got some good news about some people being bullish. So if you find any of this information useful, be sure to smash the like button. Don't forget to drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. All right, guys, this is extremely rare in this type of age and what we've been seeing inside of the market. S&P 500 flat. Dow red, NASDAQ flat. Boom, look at that. SoFi up 2.7%. I mean, we wish we could see this every day inside of the market. It just doesn't happen. So when you get days like this, when the indexes are flat or red, it's an absolutely great day inside of the market. We know that SoFi hit about a 730 range, I believe, a couple of days ago or this week. So that was the low from the sell-off so far, about 730 range. And guys, that is a nasty sell-off. People keep asking me, do I think this sell-off is justified? Guys, we topped out at about 1170. Sure, we were running hot, plus 20%, but hey, I'm looking for like a 10% pullback. I'm not looking for a 37% correction. I mean, guys, a 37% correction is like the CEOs selling shares, bad guidance, cutting, profits that they expect in the end of the year, like saying instead of being profitable in Q4, we're going to be profitable next year. A 37% sell-off, guys, isn't justified for what SoFi had. They had excellent deposit growth, record member growth, record revenue growth, and boosted guidance for EBITDA by like 50 million. So is 37% sell-off justified? No. Would a 10 or 15% sell-off been justified after running a little bit hot the past 3 months before that? Sure. So guys, this is definitely a buying opportunity. This is definitely macro driven. Now guys, take a look at this. This is the NASDAQ right here, okay? If you look at the date I'm on right now, which is July 31st, that was the top of, where the, NASDAQ had the peak this year. So if we just pull that back, we're at about an 8.7% correction. I believe earlier today, we might have been at a 10% correction because we were a little bit red, maybe 9.5%. So almost a 10% correction on the NASDAQ as of earlier today filming this video. But remember that specific date, guys. July 31st, the NASDAQ peaked and started its correction. Tell me SoFi doesn't have the worst luck humanly possible in the entire stock market. SoFi did their earnings Q2 on July 31st. Yes, guys, July 31st. Scroll down, July 31st, July 31st. We literally had our earnings at the peak of the NASDAQ, a little minor correction right here, okay? As of a 60-day sell-off. We've been selling off for 60 days since our earnings. That's why we got hammered 37%. It just happened to be at the peak of the NASDAQ, the tippy top. We started our sell-off when the NASDAQ started its sell-off for 60 whole days. I mean, it would have been a lot better if the NASDAQ was already selling off for 4 weeks, a month, or 5 weeks. No, we've been getting hammered for 2 months. That's why you're seeing the 37% correction once again. The fear and greed index is literally tipping in extreme fear as of today. Are things truly that bad? I mean, is the economy collapsing? You just hear the same stuff over and over and over again. Inflation running hot. Credit crunches, consumer deteriorating. You just don't stop hearing the exact same things over and over again. You're getting into this extreme fear because the Fed just went hawkish again. Potentially another rate hike, holding rates higher for longer. The truth is, nobody knows what's going to happen, but the truth that I see is SoFi continues to grow their revenue in this environment that we're in. So imagine when we actually get in a better environment and they have, refinancing out the wazoo in all of their business segments, guys. It's going to be an amazing time. And we also have more bullish things going for SoFi very soon, which is student loans. You continue to hear things about student loans going to really hammer down on major companies. Spending is going to slow down. Why not pick the company that is producing those student loans? One of the top 5 players in the market. This is an opportunity right now. While a lot of companies are going to be seeing their businesses slow down because people are going to be getting hammered because they have to pay back these student loans. SoFi is going to have, full force, all their business segments thriving at once. And I think, student loans could pick up, some demand on, mortgage slowdowns and, personal loan slowdowns. So this is another time where SoFi can see more strength in the back end of the year starting in Q4. For the past 3 months, guys, Trueflation says we are in the twos. We bottomed out at 2.16 and then it went a little bit higher before September to 2.7 and now we're coming back down again. So, what could another rate hike potentially do? I think another rate hike and holding rates for longer. I mean, guys, we might be going down under 2% potentially, especially if oil comes back down even more. So the chart's looking good, guys. We've been feeling the pain for about a year. Looks like we're getting close to that 2% range that the Federal Reserve really wants. And we're going to be looking at an analyst or a money manager that came out on SoFi just yesterday talking about why they think SoFi is a great pick.
Give us your pick and why.
Yeah, so SoFi is my pick for the last quarter of this year, heading into what's probably going to be their best quarter ever when it comes to earnings. And I actually expect, coming off the success of the Instacart IPO, which SoFi participated in, for them to raise guidance and have a little bit better story to tell now about what profitability is going to look like heading into the end of the year.
All right, so you mentioned this might be their best quarter ever. A lot of speculation about that, mostly fueled by student loans. But I want to talk to you about this. So according to Bank of America, SoFi holds just about 60% of private student loan refinancing. And a lot of people right now are trying to refinance their deals. This is, possibly a temporary boost. Are you worried that after we see this wave of refinancing, their revenues and in just customer engagement with SoFi might significantly decline after this period of student loans returning?
Well, I hope you won't hold it against me too bad, but I'm actually going to disagree with you a little bit about them just being about student loans, because what we saw from 2020, basically, when student loans were paused and their bread and butter basically dried up on them, SoFi pivoted and actually started to become a traditional bank, more in the sense where now they're offering personal loans. They bought a mortgage servicer to be able to offer mortgages to their members. They also started offering traditional banking products, and because they're a digital bank, they're actually able to offer better interest on their savings accounts than most brick and mortar banks that have physical locations do. So aside from the student loans, they actually have done a very good job of beefing up their offering. And now, as I mentioned, we just saw for the first time ever them help take a company public and participate in the fees for investment banking duties, separate and apart from the SPACs that they had participated in before in 2021 and 2022 that weren't necessarily as groundbreaking as this one. So I think their product mix is diversified enough that even after student loan refinancings, whatever pent up demand there is has worked its way through the system, they still have the ability to show positive growth and that they're a legitimate player in the banking industry.
All right, guys, the CEO already said they're looking for 20 to 30% compounded growth the next 10 years. Just do the math, guys. I mean, where could SoFi's revenue be at if they pull off 25% growth the next 10 years? Do I think next year is going to be 25% growth? No, I think next year is going to come in a little bit better than this year, okay? This year we're looking at about 30 to 35%. I think next year could potentially be 35 to 40%. So when he's just saying that compounded, 20 to 30%, it's just an estimate, an average of what they think they're definitely going to do. Next year could be a better growth year than this year. I mean, I know the last 2 years before that we've had great growth, 60%, 50%, and then we come down a little bit for 35%, which was mostly because the student loans got extended again, another 2-3 times. But hey, next year with student loans firing on all cylinders, I think our growth is going to accelerate back up again. So This guy, he's basically saying the same thing all the bullish, SoFi members and crew and YouTubers, everybody thinks. Okay, we think they have a wide, diversified business, and their whole entire business with student loans coming back is going to be insane growth starting in Q4. Next year is going to be absolutely awesome, guys. I mean, if we go profitable all 4 quarters, we could be looking at S&P 500 opportunities. So let's start right now in Q4, and then by Q3 we already got 4 quarters of profitability. So this guy is just stating the obvious at this point, guys. I mean, it's just we know this is coming. We know it's happening right now. 5 days away from student loans starting. That's going to be just straight bottom line going to our profits, guys, okay? And I think we're going to have a nice Q4 profit. Do I know what it's going to be? No. He's also talking about the IPO listings. What type of fees are we getting? Who knows this stuff, okay? Drop a comment right now. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I haven't seen anyone really say a complete answer of what SoFi is going to do and fees, on this IPO. I know it's about 1 to 5%, but then you have all the underwriters. Is it 1 to 5% divided amongst everybody? I'm not sure. But guys, I mean, if you just do the math, I mean, 10 underwriters, $10 billion IPO, and we get 3% divided by 10. I mean, you're looking at millions of dollars. Okay, so what's the exact fee and profit that SoFi is going to get on these IPO listings? He's saying they're going to be increasing guidance from these IPOs. So this is huge. If you made it to the video, I want to say I really do appreciate it. I enjoyed doing this video for you guys. You can see SoFi had a little bit of bad luck once again. Even after an incredible earnings, we literally topped out with the NASDAQ the exact same day. Basically a 60-day sell-off, getting hammered, getting screwed, 37% correction on the SoFi stock. So hopefully, the indexes can make its way out of the nasty correction and, start bouncing back up. And then we could potentially have a little bit of an uptrend heading into our earnings. Basically, I believe earnings should be around like November 1st, or basically 35 days out from earnings as well. Be sure to smash the like button. Don't forget to drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Once again, my name is Kyle. Hope you have a great day.